Barbara's Blue Kitchen. Set in a country diner just outside of Nashville, this musical gem is a tuneful treat. As proprietor Barbara Jean gears up for a busy day, her customers come in and share their hilarious and heartwarming stories. There's Miss Morris, the nurse, the Happiness Home's Miss Tessie, hapless waitress Jeanette, country singer / hairdresser Lombardo, young Tommy, and mixed-up mother of three Melissa, all brilliantly portrayed by just 2 actors. Through it all, the wacky radio DJ breaks in with local news, commercials, and a slew of unforgettable toe-tapping songs. Show Business Magazine says this show is a slice of theater as tasty and tangy as a piece of peach pie. Rated PG.
The Wizard of Oz. After a tornado whisks her way to the magical land of Oz, young Dorothy Gale teams up with a scarecrow, a tin woodsman, and a cowardly lion to find the mighty wizard who will send her home. As Dorothy and her friends travel the yellow brick road, director Wesley Webster of Smoke, Sanders, and the Best Christmas Pageant Ever team up with our amazing Playhouse kids, teens, and volunteers to take us over the rainbow. The Wizard of Oz combines magical new special effects, great music from our professional orchestra, and dazzling production values. Rated G for the whole family.
Southern Fried, a funeral, a big-hearted comedy about family, Southern style, in the spirit of Dearly Departed and The Foreigner. Who knew Southern Fried could be so good for you? Dewey Fry has passed, and his wife Dorothy is trying to pick up the pieces and hold her family together. But Zilla Meeks from the church's Sunshine Committee is trying to take over the funeral. Dorothy's daughters are fussing and feuding, and her brother-in-law thinks that he owns her house. Rated PG.
Ring of Fire, backed by popular demand, again featuring Miss Kelly Cash, Tennessee's Miss America, and Johnny's niece. From the songbook of Johnny Cash comes this musical of love, faith, struggle and success, rowdiness and redemption, home and family. More than 24 classic hits like I Walk the Line, Folsom Prison Blues, and the title song, Ring of Fire, paint a portrait of the man in black that's a foot-stomping, crowd-pleasing salute to an American legend. Cash's remarkable story is told through his music in a moving and exhilarating concert. Rated PG.
Singin' in the Rain, an all-singing, all-dancing showbiz extravaganza based on one of the most celebrated and most beloved movies in cinematic history. Singin' in the Rain has been described as one of the best musicals of all time, featuring some of the most loved comedy routines, dance numbers, and songs ever written, including Good Morning, Make 'Em Laugh, Moses Supposes, and of course, Singin' in the Rain. And yes, it will actually rain on stage. Rated G.
Our spring triple threat performance this year is called 50-50. Not just because it is our 50th anniversary here at the Playhouse, but also because we want to celebrate the 50 years of community collaboration it took to make this Playhouse and our education department what it is today. We would not be here without you. So please come join us and our very talented students as we celebrate our first 50 years with song, theater, and dance, with a tribute to Crossville, the Playhouse, and this unique community that brought it all together, with the teamwork it will take to provide our children with quality creative experiences for another 50 years to come.
Smoke on the mountain, firing my heart, God's mighty power dwells in my soul.
Smoke on the Mountain in its 22nd season at the Cumberland County Playhouse. Smoke brings us to a Saturday night gospel sing at a small country church in 1938. Pastor Oglethorpe, the young, enthusiastic minister of Mount Pleasant Baptist, has enlisted the Sanders family in his efforts to bring his tiny church into the modern world. Between singing and playing 24 rousing bluegrass songs, the family shares their witness, and as one thing after another goes awry, they reveal their true, hilariously imperfect natures. Whether folks are seeing it for the first or 22nd time, Smoke is a true audience favorite. Totally beguiling, foot-stomping soul food. New York Post, rated G.
Mary Poppins, everyone's favorite practically perfect nanny, takes the stage in this supercalifragilisticexpialidocious musical adventure. Young Jane and Michael Banks have sent many a nanny packing until Mary Poppins arrives on their doorstep. Using a combination of magic and common sense, she takes the children on a series of memorable adventures while teaching the family how to value each other again. We can all learn a lesson from the nanny who advises, anything can happen if you let it. Rated G.
Again. Step, kick, kick, leap, kick, touch. Again. Step.
A chorus line. A musical for everyone who's ever had a dream and put it all on the line. Winner of 9 Tony Awards, including Best Musical and the Pulitzer Prize for Drama, this singular sensation is one of the longest-running Broadway musicals ever. This mega hit is an emotional experience with candid stories and stunning dance from a cast of hopefuls in search of their dreams. A chorus line features some of musical theater's favorite songs, including What I Did for Love, At the Ballet, and One. Rated PG-13.
The Fox on the Fairway, a charmingly madcap adventure about love, life, and man's eternal love affair with golf. Ken Ludwig's tribute to the great English farces of the 1930s and the 1940s, The Fox on the Fairway is a hilarious romp that pulls the rug out from under the stuffy members of a posh country club. Filled with mistaken identities, slamming doors, and over-the-top romantic shenanigans, it's a furiously paced comedy that recalls the Marx Brothers classics. If you love Sweet Surrender, this hysterical comedy will have you rolling in the aisles. Rated PG-13.
The Foreigner. All Charlie wants is a little peace and quiet. So when he arrives at a fishing lodge in Georgia, it seems harmless enough to masquerade as a foreigner who can't speak English. But he soon realizes the people will say the most extraordinary things when they think no one can understand them. And what seems like a serene getaway suddenly turns into a hornet's nest of drama and intrigue. An award-winning comedic farce, The Foreigner is wickedly clever and outrageously funny. Our most requested title returns for our 50th anniversary season, rated G.
A stranger in white in a car going so.
From the writing team of Aarons and Flaherty comes an award-winning, highly theatrical Caribbean adaptation of The Little Mermaid, Once on This Island. The show earned 8 Tony nominations on Broadway, including Best Musical, Book, and Score. T. Moon, a peasant girl, rescues Daniel, a wealthy boy from the other side of the island, with whom she falls in love. But the pompous spirits who preside over the island make a bet with each other over which is stronger, love or death, with the stakes being T. Moon's life. When she follows Daniel to his side of the island, T. Moon is shunned because of her lowly status, and her determination and love are not enough to win Daniel's heart. And T. Moon seems to pay the ultimate price. But her spirit grows so strong and so tall, she breaks the wall between rich and poor and ultimately unites them. Once on This Island is rated PG.
Happy for tea in the cups.
In-laws, outlaws, and other people who should be shot. As the Douglas family prepares to be invaded by their quirky relatives for their annual Christmas Eve dinner, 2 rookie thieves need a place to hide out after robbing a neighborhood liquor store. Using a ruse to gain entrance to the Douglas home, they suddenly find themselves in charge of an ever-growing number of people they're forced to hold hostage. The laughs are non-stop as the never-ending stream of smart-aleck teenagers, nosy neighbors, and bickering adults. We soon wonder who's really being held hostage. This comic delight is sure to leave you in stitches while celebrating the true meaning of Christmas. The holidays have never been so funny. Rated G.
we will be presenting a holiday musical extravaganza never before seen on the Playhouse stage. Subject to rights and availability, we are looking at several newer titles based on popular blockbuster holiday movies. Elf, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and my personal favorite, A Christmas Story. No matter what the title, this show is sure to be a holly jolly good time for the entire family.
A Sanders Family Christmas, the heartwarming sequel to Connie Ray and Alan Bailey's wildly successful bluegrass gospel musical, Smoke on the Mountain. It's December 24th, 1941, and America is going to war. So is Dennis Sanders of the Sanders Family Singers. Join Pastor Mervyn Oglethorpe and the rest of the Sanders family as they send Dennis off with hilarious and touching stories and 25 Southern gospel Christmas favorites. Rated G.